So the last thing we need to do before we start cooking our pastas is the black pepper element. A hallmark of all these Roman pastas, cacio e pepe, matriciana, carbonara, is black pepper. Why? Well, back in the days of ancient Rome, they were obsessed with black pepper. Well, one, it was a sign of wealth. If you could afford to have black pepper off the spice route, you were doing pretty well in ancient Rome. Also, I mean, there are many things to it in terms of like its medicinal purposes. It was an aphrodisiac. But really, like, Romans were super proud of this and they just started like sprinkling it on everything. And it really, you know, an overabundance of this is like a hallmark of these Roman pastas. You could absolutely use a pepper grinder if that's what you have, but if you have a mortar and pestle, molcajete, they're the same thing. I would encourage you to use that because it's just going to be a slightly more chunky and granular pleasing black pepper experience. So I'm just going to add, I don't know, maybe 2 tablespoons, call it 3 tablespoons in here into the molcajete, and then we're just going to start. I'm using a circular motion to help break it up. Because what you're trying to do is just use the rough edges of the stone to help break it up. Yes, it can be a little too large and it can absolutely be too fine. Like, you would never want to use like a table ground black pepper for this. That would just, first of all, table ground pepper tastes like sawdust. So there's absolutely no flavor to it. But when this freshly ground pepper, where there's medium size chunks of it in there, that's what we want in terms of our Roman pastas. So when you see that it's starting to get down to, we do have some powder, but there's still some larger chunks. That's when I start dragging it across the mortar to help break it up. And obviously using freshly ground is going to help us too. Last thing I'm going to do is just going to sort of punch it down in one last circular motion. You can see I have, again, it's chunky, but there's no huge bits of peppercorn in here.